Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at Nvidia, AMD, Tesla, and MU. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. If you like these videos, go sign up at my website. It's $30 a month, guys. Or click down here in the bottom right hand corner and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Guys, we've been going live. If you're a subscriber, you'll get the email notice. You can come to our live stream and check us out. We've been looking for trades, teaching my members. Right now, guys, what's so critical in these markets is strict money management, or actually no trades at all. Know your risk. Here at StockBookie.com, guys, we've been killing the shorts for, gosh, months now. And then the last couple of weeks just covering a ton of shorts. We have a high risk appetite right now. So right now we are trying to go long in these markets, okay? But I know my risk. So we're stepping up to the plate, starting to add positions, and we'll see how they go. I could get my butt kicked, but you take small enough positions, so if you do get wiped out, it's okay. It's another trade. On to the next one, guys. Just know your risk, or don't do any risk at all, and just don't trade. Watch these markets play out. So, all right, guys, come check out StockBookie.com. $30 a month. We just knocked out 29 more winners, so I'm willing to step up to the plate, and we'll talk about these stocks too, and why we're starting to step up to go long. Because I know everyone's buying the dip down here and stuff like that. So, but check out my live stuff, become a subscriber, like my videos, all that good stuff. All right, guys, Nvidia daily chart, $5.53 down, a little bit down after hours, 21 million shares traded, and 4.09% red. We came right back to double bottom, and we closed on the daily chart. So that's telling us we are a little bit on the weak side here with Nvidia, but I got to see more next week and see what happens with this chart here. We also had a gap fill right here, and we have a little bit of a double bottom in here coming right around the 127.33. For months now, I've been telling everybody my price target on Nvidia is 118, wherever the 200 MA is. Guess what, guys? Almost there. Everyone, when this thing was at 280, I said, guys, this could fall. Go back to my videos. Go back to the week of 10-1. It was only 3 months ago, guys, and this whole market just got hammer jobbed. But I told everybody 118 is the price target, wherever the 200 MA is. And guess what, guys? Almost there. All right, so we have that, and we have the scene of the crime at 120. So great support here, guys. So if you're trying to step up to go long, this thing flushes a little bit more. This is the spot where you want to start going long. It could flush to 100 even, guys. And honestly, it could go lower at this point. Markets start to dump. This high flyer is over. Other than everyone trying to buy the dip right now and get margin calls, it could go a lot lower, guys. So just be really careful if you're long in these markets. This is a critical pivot as well. We could bounce up. Bottom line, next Friday we got to close above 133.72, and this one could go higher. If we close down in this area here, that's where we could possibly get a bounce. Again, we started adding call positions, some calls, small positions, guys. Taking about a $12,000 risk on my trades with calls. Guys, I just had 29 winners in a row with shorting shares with stocks, guys. So if I'm gonna take all those wins and all those profits, I'm ready to add more risk in these markets, and that's what I've been explaining to my members too, guys. Right now, it's super critical to go into these markets, slow and steady. You can add positions. Like I said, we added some calls, and we're just gonna see how they work out. Small, guys, small, but understand these markets, guys, are a beast. Right now, we are selling off hard, so just be very, very careful. Let's go into AMD. All right, guys, AMD, we're still holding this 1625 area, and we're into the 50 MA on the weekly chart. We've been kissing the 50 MA here and there, but we're still inside this bar going down on a weekly chart. Let's go to the daily. But we were $1 down today, a little bit down after hours, 130 million shares traded, but 5.63% down. We talked about this trend line too. If we crack below that trend line, we could possibly go lower. We are starting to go lower. Well, we still haven't taken out this low. We broke the trend though of the low, the higher low, so that's not good either. And we're below the MAs here, so we just got back below the 200. It's looking a little ugly, but we're going to see what we get next week, guys. We could bounce right back up, or we start flushing out again. Again, money management in these markets are the most critical thing right now. No margin, all strictly cash into a position, or guys, at this point, no positions at all. You know, because this one, AMD, same thing. When it was marching, everyone's buying, then it comes in, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. Then it starts going up, and they're like, oh man, I didn't buy it. Oh, I got to buy it up here. This is where they shook everybody out. They gapped it up that day on the China trade news, and they've been selling ever since. 3 weeks straight, guys, of pure selling. So markets sell, everything's going lower, including Nvidia, including AMD, and Tesla, the one we're going to talk about, and especially MU. So right now we are holding this, you know, the inside bar. I mean, barely. We closed below it, but we're still like right there, and we're holding double bottom. So let's see what next week gives us. We are going into a shortened week with the Christmas, and maybe the Christmas miracle happens and we actually get some green days. But man, some ugly, ugly selling lately. So, and volume was pretty good this week. Let's see what it brings us in the Christmas week, guys. Let's see, daily chart. Yeah, maybe right back there. Needed to hold this pivot, and it closed below. So that's it's just like, wow. But you know, did they click it and, you know, bring it back up? Maybe. Or do they click it and start flushing this thing out? If they do, then all my call positions I'll most likely be out of. I'm willing to take the $12,000 risk, or whatever risk you're willing to take, and take it a little bit further. We're out into January 18th on some of these calls, so it gives us a little bit of time. But man, what a beat down today, guys. Tesla. So we covered our short. Gosh, I think it was unfortunately, right before it hit the 20 MA. But again, you know, we went short here, covered, went short there, covered, went short here, covered. One more pop, and then we short, you know, and then came down, we took off quarter, and then the rest of it and got done with it. But again, world's greatest trading stock, guys. We're in the support here. If anywhere, this is the part where you buy some calls. Okay? And if it starts to flush, so be it. You get out of the trade and you're done. But when you're buying calls here, guys, buy it, you know, a couple $100 worth, you know, $1,000 worth. No more than, right now, maybe 1 to 2% of your total portfolio. If you have a $100,000 portfolio, all cash, the biggest position in here should be about $1,000 right now, maybe 1,500. If these go straight to zero, you lose 1.5% in your account, and you're done with the trade. If you can't lose that, then don't take the trades, guys. That's it, and that's what I teach in at StockBookie.com as well. Strict money management right now. Great, you know, and I'll show you some more support. Great support on this one. Will it hold? I don't know. Let's look at the retrace as well. I'm going to take the retrace. Let's just go from the low to the old high, or the most recent high. 5-0 retrace as well. So two reasons to take this trade. I mean, I still like 300 down here, but this is a great area of support. Tesla was up actually today, so someone needed higher prices today. And then on almost 8 million shares traded, 1.39% green. The only one that was up, I mean, there was a handful of stocks that were up, but amazing Tesla how it held. But again, great support here. So the 200 MA, the 50% retrace. You could say that, you know, 310 even number if you wanted to go there. It didn't hit it, it kissed it, but holding that area. But the other reason too is the weekly chart support, the 20 and the 50 MA there. So it comes down, hits that, holds, and then you have the 50% retrace. You know, 300, I would have loved to have gone to 300 and then pop up, but it held pretty good here. You know, still up, still sideways. This bar's really ugly though. That tells me lower prices. Doesn't mean we'll get a, you know, another retrace. If we get a green day, this thing will bounce pretty good, especially off this area. Got like 5 reasons to take this trade, guys. And if the markets go green, we get 1 or 2 days green next week, maybe 3, this thing will be flying. Not flying, but, you know, I wouldn't doubt we go back to 350 or so, you know, another 20, 30 points up, straight up. Everything will fly, guys. If we get some ass kicking next week, step aside, guys. It could get really, really ugly. So, you know, and Tesla's one that goes up, straight down, up, straight down, up, straight down. We traded this one 13 times on the year. All winners, guys, on Tesla. Mostly short. Sometimes shorting calls, and then I think we bought calls one time and maybe went long shares, but it was mostly calls, and then shorting shares, because shorting shares is a little bit easier to get around than you know, buying puts, because then they hold it up, and cream them, and then, you know, then they drop it, you know, when you're not in it, basically. So, but weekly chart though, hanging on right here. Let's see if we get the bounce next week. If we do have some calls on this position. We will get paid. And then let's go to MU, guys. They have earnings. Thing drops some more. I was given the 28 target. Guys, weekly chart. I've been talking 28 since it's been up here around 50, 40, 30, going to 28. Here we are. And at this point, guys, we could possibly go lower. 27 would be the area. I mean, if this thing goes right into here, markets turn green, this thing should get a bounce. So, and you have the gap fill on the weekly up here. Let's go to the daily. This one down 96 cents, not too bad today, 3.07% red on 54 million shares traded. So it's holding up okay for having some earnings. Let's see here. So there's that area. Yeah, I mean, you got a couple gaps underneath here, so you got to be real careful with MU. This could go a lot lower. Let's see. Let's look at a monthly chart. Yeah, I mean, this, jeez. Yeah, 27, 28, that's a pretty good area. If that doesn't bounce, then we're probably going to 16. And honestly, I don't think it should have ever been higher than this high pivot here. They just took off, short squeeze, everyone excited. You know, why not? Hey, look, it's MU, it's at 64, you got to get in there. And then they're upgrading it, telling everyone it's the best stock ever. And then they just slap you in the face. And as this thing was going up, we shorted this thing twice. Everyone laughed. You know, great retraces too. Right here, went up, we shorted, came back in, retrace dump, came back, right to double top, retrace dump, retrace dump, retrace dump, retrace dump, just making higher lows or lower highs. Boom, boom, boom. Look at the trend now. Now the 50 MAs or the 200 MAs there. Now we're in a downtrend. So, you know, they got to get this thing up to, you know, revert this trend. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, so if you flip this over, it looks like we were going up. But now we're in a downtrend now. So this will be interesting, guys. If they could break this and go up, or is this the time we just start going up, down, up, down? We're going to see. So just be really, really careful in these markets. Small positions, guys. Yeah, monthly, jeez. All these charts look ugly, guys. But we got to get a bounce sooner or later. You would think, at least. But yeah, look at that. 200 MA target, guys, on this one too. So again, like I tell my members, guys, at StockBookie.com, slow and steady, guys. Don't get crazy in these markets. You know, everyone's trying to buy the dip on all these stocks, guys, and they just keep coming lower and lower and lower. If you can't handle pain, don't be in these markets. Just take the positions off and say, you know what, that's enough. We can get a bounce right here, though, guys. Indexes are in some support. Some of these stocks are into some support. Might have a little bit more to go, but we could get the, you know, we could get the bounce. You know, if you put some calls on, gosh, a week or two ago, those are pretty much done. Even if they're January's, they're probably done. Yeah, it's just pretty incredible, guys, the beatdown everyone's getting right now. But like they say, guys, you know, staircase up, elevator down, and that's what we're getting. So, all right, guys, don't forget to subscribe here. Come to my live YouTube streams. We've been getting some trades out there. Everyone's putting their 2 cents in. We're trying to find high flyers and low flyers. I'm just trying to figure out where these markets are going, guys, every day. We do a couple hours a day, and if there's trades out there, we'll take some trades too. So right now we're just kind of sitting low, adding calls, and we'll see what happens. Again, if you have a big risk appetite, then take some bigger trades. If you have no risk appetite and you can't risk losing any more money, then don't trade at all, guys. It's a tough market. We can go lower, but right now we're starting to look for bounces here off of key areas on the charts. We can have a little more pain until we reach some of the other indexes, but we're going to see one day at a time, and we'll take it from there. All right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. God bless. See you on the charts.